medium of exchange. Now this is the system that prevails right now from past many years, long years. You all know very well, if you want to buy anything, you have to pay some amount in return. You need to pay money to purchase things. You need to pay money to have services. You need to pay for everything. Yes? So now money is a medium of exchange. It is at the center point of economic transactions or monetary transactions. The very next point mentioned here is transactions. We have already understood this. Monetary transactions also we have understood. The last point is the most important point. It is record of receipt and payment. Understand. You might have heard many a times that a person is preparing accounts, or a person is working as an accountant. So what do these people do? In whichever firm or at any place where they are hired as an accountant, what do? They keep a record of everything that is happening in your business, in that particular business, I can say. Yes, how much is sales, how much is purchase, what are the expenses, what are the incomes, how much salary is to be given to an employee, how much wages are to be given. Yes, every expense and every income. We'll understand this in detail further. But for now, we are learning basics. So, it is simply a record of receipt and payment. How much is the amount you've received? What are your incomes? And how much is the amount that you pay? And this is recorded so that you will get an idea at the end of the accounting year that whether your business is making profit or it is making loss. Any activity that you conduct, its result is to be obtained. Yes, to know that what is the position of your business. Obviously, you conduct business activities with the purpose of profit. Yes, but many a times it is possible that the business is making loss. How do you get to know? Once you have all the records. Once you have recorded everything, and at the end of the year, you will interpret results. I mean, you will find out the results. You will compare figures. And the result obtained will be profit or loss. If it is loss, you will find out ways that how to convert this in profit. Yes? So it is that simple. Fine. Let us understand the definition that is given by American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. Accounting is an art of recording. That means you are going to record all the transactions, classifying, which means you will classify the transactions of a similar nature. Yes? And summarizing. What is summarizing? You will add the necessary detail after classifying the transactions. The necessary information that what this transaction is about. Firstly, you have recorded all the transactions. Then you will classify. Classify means what? Say for example, you will classify them like all the purchase transactions, all the sales transactions, then expenses, incomes. Yes, it is necessary to classify them to get an exact idea about individual transactions overall at the end of the year. Just like you all are categorized that 11th standard is going to sit in this class, 12th is going to sit in this class. What if you are all sitting together? Is it possible to find out every day? No, she is in 11th, she is in 12th. It is difficult. So it is necessary to classify. The transactions of similar nature are classified and then they are summarized. Summarized in the sense the necessary detail about every transaction. After the record of every transaction, the necessary detail is added to same. So when you go through the records, you get an exact idea that what about this transaction is actually. Yes? Yes. Summarizing in a significant manner and in terms of money. Always remember this. You are going to record the transactions which can be measured in terms of money only in accounts. There are many transactions which cannot be measured in terms of money, but that we are going to understand later. Here the point to be considered is that you are going to record all the transactions which can be measured in money. You will also have this concept in OC, the other subject that you have in 11th. Yes, economic transactions and non-economic transactions. Yes, so from this, economic transactions are a part of accounts. These transactions are to be recorded in the books of accounts. Yes, transactions and events which are in part at least of a financial character and interpreting the results thereof. So the entire process is conducted. You record, you classify, summarize them, and the transactions which are of financial character. Again, the monetary transactions. And why do you carry out such a long process? So that you can interpret the results thereof. You can actually find out that what is the end result of this. End result of this process. Yes, is what I mean to say. Obviously, any sort of work that you carry out has some objective. So, the objective of writing down accounts is to know the financial position of your business. That is your business making profit? Is it making loss? If it is making profit, then how much? And once you get to know this is the amount of profit this year, then you will compare the same with the previous years. And you will find out that whether the amount of profit has increased during this year compared to last year or it has decreased. So many decisions are taken on the basis of the records that you have kept. Yes? Fine. Accounting interpretation is a statement classifying how accounting standards should be applied. There are rules and regulations for keeping accounts, for preparing books of accounts. Yes? Accounting interpretations are issued by accounting standards groups such as Financial Accounting Standards Board, International Accounting Standards Board. Yes, these are the accounting standards groups and they present accounting interpretations. Yeah, these are the authorized bodies. So we have understood the definition. We have also understood the meaning of accounting by now. We are going extremely slow with the lecture, with the explanation. That is, I'm explaining it very slowly just because this is the very first lecture. The subject is completely new. Yes? Once we are habituated, just after 5-6 lectures, we'll do it with a little bit of speed. Yes? So, here we are done with the explanation. Your today's homework is that you are supposed to read the introduction given in your textbook on the very first page of your chapter. You should read it in detail. Once you have studied this video lecture, and then if you will study the introduction given in the textbook, it will create more understanding. Then you are supposed to study and learn the definition. You are supposed to go through the entire video lecture very carefully, and you will prepare your fair books, of course, and you will write down the definition that we have understood. The definition is here. You have to write it down in your fair book. You also have to learn this. You have to understand this. And you should do your homework regularly. Yes? Another thing that I want to add is you should watch these lectures again and again for a better understanding. It is quite natural that we aren't face to face. We aren't meeting face to face during this explanation. So, in case if you find any difficulty in understanding any of the aspects mentioned here in this lecture, you can repeatedly watch this video. Yes, obviously the video can be saved. It is uploaded on YouTube, so it is easy for you to watch it again and again. So you can even pause the same if you are writing down the important points. Yes, but make sure that you study this. Yeah. 11th is the base for 12th standard. And as I said in the very beginning of this lecture, that if your base is weak, it is not possible for you to be strong in the subject further. Yes? So you should make complete efforts to understand this. You should practice this regularly. You should develop a habit of reading it regularly. No doubt this is practical subject, but the very first chapter is about theory. The chapter is a bit longer. So you should not behave like theory is boring or something like that. You should never say that. It is important to understand each and every word mentioned in the first chapter. Everything ahead depends on this chapter. If you don't understand first chapter, which is actually the language of accounting, I can say, you have a new word for everything. Yes? So if you are not aware of the first lecture, the things mentioned, the concepts given in first chapter, it is next to impossible for you to understand second chapter. Yes? So you should keep these things in your mind, and you should make complete efforts to study this. Alright? Here we end our session, and I'll see you all in the next session very soon.